ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. We're going to have a lot of fun today. I've got Lucas Halbert here. Lucas has one of the coolest jobs I think you'd ever find, and probably one of the only 30 or 40 people have a job like you.
Pretty much
in the world.
In the NASCAR industry, yeah.
Lucas Halbert is the social media manager for Kyle Busch.
Yeah, it's Rowdy Busch, KFB.
KFB, really. 2 minutes into the show, you we're going to talk about all kinds of fun things here today about how Lucas got started, probably how you can get started if you're interested in racing, and actually it's a rags to riches story because the kid's only 21, he's just barely getting going. We're going to tap into the early part of Lucas Halbert here today, here on this gorgeous Tuesday, July 30th. Thank you again so much for tuning in to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey today. Let's tell you a little bit about what is going on in and around your area today. Now, actually, folks, this is the last brand new show I'm doing for a couple of days. I'll be back on Friday with our weekly Take the Point show. They're doing some renovations down here, so I can't work around the noise. I'm doing it for you, ladies and gentlemen. You don't want to see. Now that's the thing. You're working in an office. You don't like working when people are banging and stuff with hammers and stuff, do you?
Oh no, we'll be sitting in meetings and you just hear drills just going town race cars. When we tear one up, we got sawzalls going too.
Yeah.
So it can get pretty noisy sometimes.
Well, that makes sense. But we'll tell you a little bit. I'll tell you a little bit about what's going on in and around the area today and tomorrow. Here on this Tuesday, there is a blood drive this afternoon up here in Louisville at the Full Armor Christian Academy. It's at 2 p.m. this afternoon. The American Red Cross hosting this blood drive. Again, at the Full Armor Christian Academy. I don't know if I bet you if you go in off of Route 45, they'll direct you where you need to go, but you probably want to come in from the south side. The blood drive will go from 2 to 6 today. Schedule your donation. To schedule your donation, go to redcrossblood.org. Find the drive and just click in there how you want to give. You can give the Power Reds, give the normal. Do you donate blood?
I have not yet. I have not.
It's
I probably should. I'm pretty young.
It's a good habit to get into. It's a good habit to get into. I've donated 140 pints.
Wow, that's pretty solid.
Yeah, I started taking some meds. I can't do it anymore. Stinks. As you get older, Lucas, you're going to find you start doing things that make you not able to do other things.
Yeah.
What else going on today here on this gorgeous Tuesday, July 30th? Up at Altamont at the Effingham County Fair. The carnival opens tonight. First night for the carnival up there tonight. They've also got harness racing at 1 o'clock today. Carnival at 6, and then at 7, it is the Miss Effingham County Fair Queen and the Little Miss pageant. So that'll be fun. And then after that, they saved some money from last year, threw it at this year. They're going to have a gigantic fireworks show. So a big fireworks show along with the big pageants up in Altamont today. Speaking of pageants, over in Salem tonight, it is the Marion County Fair, and they are having their Miss Marion County Fair and their Little Miss pageant. So it must be in the weather, folks, as they're having the Queen pageants all on a Tuesday night. What else going on later this week? On Wednesday, July 31st, at the Flora First Christian Church, they're going to have a school supply giveaway. It'll be from noon until 5. The First Christian Church of Flora having their annual drive. That's a drive-through event, a drive-through school supply giveaway from noon to 5. The giveaway is open to all students, pre-K through high school. Parents are encouraged to drive through today to pick up, Wednesday, tomorrow, it's the 31st, to pick up supplies for the coming school year. If you'd like more information, call Call the church at 662-7626. I'm sure they'll have your compasses and your protractors and crayons and who all knows what all they'll have. Also, this being a gorgeous Wednesday night up in Effingham, it's songwriter open microphone night at the Village Wine there in downtown Effingham. Bill Poss, Poss Music Works, he puts this together, and you can sign in to play or enjoy the show. Show starts at 7:30. This will be the 31st, the last Wednesday of the month. Next Wednesday is when they'll have the full band behind you. This one, sign in, bring your own guitar, and by golly, then you start playing and make yourself a big star like Bob Dylan or something like that. A good way to go. Effingham County Fair continues on Wednesday as well at 5 o'clock tomorrow night. It'll be the 4-H Youth Livestock Auction, followed by at 7 o'clock the Pro Pulling Champion Seed Western Series Tractor Pull. Big fun. That Pro Pulling Series, that's a big deal. Those guys go all over, and you don't want to miss that. At the Marion County Fair, if you want to stay closer to home, closer to Salem, they've got their 4-H auction as well tonight in Salem, or tomorrow night, 6 p.m. in Salem, and at 7 o'clock, then they're going to have the Whippoorwill Rodeo, So you get a chance to see the Bucking Broncos. Take your choice. What else going on today? July 30th, ladies and gentlemen, celebrate National Climb a Mountain Day. Today, July 30th, National Climb a Mountain Day, which means this is your day to get up, show up, and move past obstacles in your life by moving personal mountains. Climbing a mountain takes training, perseverance, and dedication. The most experienced mountain climber will tell you there's always a fear of failure. However, that fear is what keeps them driving to reach the peak of the mountain. On National Climb a Mountain Day, folks are encouraging everyone to overcome fears that might prevent you from reaching your goals. Commit yourself to accomplishing your goals, and actually, the Climb a Mountain Day is kind of a metaphor. They're using this as a metaphor because in actuality, by the way, I have all these silly little national days. Mm-hmm. Next week is when actual mountain climbing day is. So why would you have Climb a Mountain Day, put it a week before Mountain Climbing Day?
I have no idea. I mean, we don't have any mountains around here.
You don't have mountains around here. Yeah, that's right. None around, none in southern Illinois. Do you ever climb any mountains in North Carolina?
Not yet. Too busy.
Well, I bet you that is right. Let's take a look at what else is going on. Oh, let's see. Are there different Climb a Mountain Day? I'm not even going to talk about these celebrations to Climb a Mountain Day because, like I said, it's a metaphor. It's a metaphor. Moving on. What else is going on today? Ladies and gentlemen, this is this one I can get behind. National Cheesecake Day falls on July 30th. Offers a slice of America's favorite desserts. Order up a cheesecake with your favorite topping or get it delivered or make it at home. The smooth dessert hits the spot with the end of a meal roll when the end of the meal rolls around. While most cakes have a crunch, cheesecake's texture is nothing like cake. It's creamy, thick, pudding-like character comes from the soft cheese as used as the main ingredient. Depending on the recipe, either cream cheese or cottage cheese is used. I am not a fan of cottage cheese cheesecake. You like cheesecake?
I like cheesecake. I've never heard.
Do you like the puffy one or the flat one?
I didn't know there was a difference. Usually,
so you've got the kind of the flat squished one here on the left.
Yeah. And
then on the right is a little bit poofier.
I don't know. Mine's always got a good cream to it, good and thick. So,
yeah.
I don't know.
Did I not turn your thing on? Your microphone? Oh, we turned your microphone off.
Shoot.
Now,
usually just the plain, it's got a good squish, thick creaminess to it. So I don't know. I didn't know there were two different variations.
Well, you see, those are the mainly plain, the squished thick ones. But you can find a poofier one that is easier and Some folks like it better, but it's other folks. To each his own. To each his own. Really is what that is. But yeah, that's what's the history of the cheesecake when it comes to cheesecake history. You have to look to ancient Greece. A form of the dessert comes up in a recipe that was served to athletes back 2,000 years ago. And while recipes for cheesecakes all the way back to Greece, in the U.S., it became around in like the 1820s. A dairy farmer from Chester, New York, decided to be the first one to make a pasteurized cheesecake and then mass produce it. You had to be able to have pasteurized stuff to be able to mass produce cheesecake. What else going on, ladies and gentlemen? What else can we celebrate? This is on July 31st rather than July 30th, ladies and gentlemen. It is National Mutt Day, July 31st and December 2nd. This encourages us all to embrace, save, and celebrate mixed breed dogs. Desperately longing for a new home, millions of loving and healthy mixed breed dogs in shelters wait for someone to come by and adopt them. National Mutt Day provides an excellent opportunity to find the perfect canine companion. Despite the name, a mutt learns, obeys, and trains much like purebred animals. And while their lineage cannot really be traced and their features may be a bit murky, their companionship is just as faithful. Each year, according to the ASPCA, 3.3 million dogs enter a shelter. So go find yourself a mutt. The National Mutt Day history, this started back in 2005. Colleen Page, a celebrity pet expert and animal welfare advocate, founded it back in 2005, and she must have liked doing it so much that she did it twice. It's on July 31st as well as December 2nd, so enjoy that. What else is going on today, ladies and gentlemen? What do you want to see on television today? Let's tell you the baseball. What's going on? Major League Baseball this afternoon. Actually, this evening. The Cubs are at the Reds. That's on channel 597, Marquee. It's you a big Cubs fan? You're a Cubs fan, aren't you?
I've been a Cubs fan since kindergarten.
I thought I remembered you being a Cubs fan. Are you like Justin Steele? He's pitching tonight.
Yeah, good lefty.
Justin Steele's pitching well.
Yeah, very well.
Yeah, the rest of and Assad's pitching well.
Yeah, Javier. Yeah, him and Shota. Like, our starting pitching's been really,
You've
really
got
good
three
this
really
year.
good starting pitchers.
Yeah.
How come the Cubs stink so bad?
Because our hitting is terrible. We have good players, but they don't hit well. It's terrible. It's so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing.
Oh, talk to me about it. I'm a Cardinal fan, for crying out loud.
You guys are beating us right now.
Oh, our hitting stinks, though. I mean, we've got good pitching, too. Everybody's got good pitching right now, and everybody's hitting stinks. But it's Justin Steele versus Frankie Montas at Cincinnati. You going to go to Cincinnati, Nick, to see any of that series?
Never been to
That'd be a
Cincinnati.
nice way on
It'd be
your
cool.
drive back to North Carolina.
It's kind of on the way back. Just go to Louisville and then skate up.
It's right up.
There you go. Perfect.
Absolutely. Perfect for you.
There we go.
Like skip up and buy yourself a front row seat.
That'd be awesome. I'm going to have to see what I can do.
Ladies and gentlemen,
There we go.
we've talked them into it. We've
Sweet.
talked them into it. Also, tonight at 6:45, the Rangers are in St. Louis. Max Scherzer versus Lance Lynn. That's on Bally, channel 630. And at 7 o'clock tonight, 7:10, the Royals are at the White Sox. Michael Wacha versus Jonathan Cannon. NBC Sports Chicago, channel 643. A couple others to tell you about on TBS as a national game of the week. It's the Yankees at the Phillies. Garrett Cole versus Aaron Nola, and that's at 5:40. At 8:40 tonight on MLB Network, the Dodgers. You see the Dodgers all the time. Dodgers are always on MLB Network. It's Dodgers versus the Padres. They haven't figured out who's pitching for the Dodgers. It'd be Matt Waldron for the Padres. MLB Network, channel 599. The Olympics. You watch the Olympics?
I probably will tune in, watch a little bit of basketball.
Do you normally? Did you watch it last time?
I did watch it in the
What's your favorite part?
I don't know. I think it's just cool. It's all like I like to watch the different sports that you traditionally don't see on TV.
This kid is after my own heart because I've been watching for the last 3 days. I've been watching the rugby sevens. It makes no sense. It's like a 15-minute game is all. 14 minutes, 7-minute halves. 7 guys on the field just beating the tar out of each other.
Yeah, we had rugby back in college or whatever, and I'd sit there and watch it. It was like cricket. You're like, it doesn't make any sense.
Those people are crazy.
Yeah, like, I learned cricket last 6 days. Who the heck wants to play a sporting event for 6 days?
Better bring plenty of coolers. What medals are being distributed today? They'll have fencing, gymnastics, judo, along with women's rugby. Women's rugby going today.
I didn't know they do
they
that too.
play as mean as the men's rugby? The men's rugby is pretty mean.
Probably pretty meaner. I would say meaner.
I had a teacher back when I was in college who was a women's rugby player, and she was mean. Shooting, surfing, swimming tonight, table tennis, as well as triathlon. You know, they're swimming in the Seine. They're swimming in a river.
That's going to be kind of crappy.
That's the right word. Lucas Halbert is here. I'm Bruce Dickey. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. We'll be right back after these. Please do stick around.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Le Mans Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Le Mans always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at lemansonline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
At Clay City Banking Company, we're all on the same team, regardless of zip code. At home, work, school, or across the country, you can be part of our team with our cutting-edge mobile banking products. From your hand, you can check balances, transfer money, make deposits, and pay bills. Looking for a loan? We've got you covered with our mortgage, agriculture, commercial, and consumer loans. Join our team today. Clay City, Flora, Louisville, and Fairfield Banking Companies. We're the hometown banks, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Briscoe Surplus Sales on the northeast edge of Flora is your one-stop do-it-all shop. Looking for rugged boots and footwear from great brands like Lacrosse, Rocky, and Carolina? They're there. How about top-notch small engine parts and service? Briscoe Surplus Sales has it. Whether you're wiring your switches or switching your wiring, Briscoe Surplus Sales has the solution and the know-how to help you get the job done right the first time. Briscoe Surplus Sales, your one-stop do-it-all shop.
It is all things new at Zimdar's Heating, Air Conditioning, and Appliance Repair. We have a new line of heating and cooling equipment and new technicians. Our new equipment line offers 24 months free financing and excellent warranty coverage. Our experienced service technicians can provide you with quality service and repairs on all brands of HVAC equipment. Zimdar's has been serving Clay County and the surrounding areas for over 23 years. The employees of Zimdar's are here to help, so call local and call Zimdar's.
Hello, folks. Welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Joined today by Lucas Halbert. He is a NASCAR. I've only got on the screen there. I've only got you as a media manager, but you're actually a social media.
Yeah, close enough.
He's social media manager for Mr. Kyle Busch. As Kyle Busch, a long time successful. How many races has Kyle Busch won now? I know he's raced. He just hit his 700th race, right?
Yeah, so we're over 230. And then he's won a race for 19 years straight.
Oh, wow.
At the Cup Series level, yep.
Heck, he's not that old. How old is he? Does he? Now, hold on. Does he like you telling people that he's won a race 19 straight years? That kind of gives away his age.
Oh no, he's proud of it. He wants 20 so bad. Like that's our goal is 20 right now. So yeah.
Is that right?
Oh yeah.
He hasn't won one yet this year.
No, we've been close, but we're not there yet.
All right, we'll talk. We might talk a little bit about we'll talk a little bit about that in a little bit. Lucas, you have enjoyed. How did you get into racing? Why did you choose racing over like an enjoyment of affinity for football or baseball or basketball or such?
I think my parents put it on TV when I was like 3 or 4, and for some reason it always stuck. When my grandpa, who lives down in Marion, he was always watched racing, things like that. He was probably my biggest influence as far as like going and watching. So we'd go to 2 races every year: the Jason Leffler Memorial in Wayne City, and then the DeCoin Mile and down at the the big mile track,
Right.
and both were dirt races. So we'd go to that every year, and that kind of set the hook. And then I started watching NASCAR too, like I said, when I was 3 or 4, and then went to my first race when I was 5.
You went to your first NASCAR race.
Yes.
When you were 5 years old.
Yep.
You had been to the dirt track races before that.
I don't think I started going to those till I was probably 6 or 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your first memories of racing are actually at a NASCAR event.
Yep.
Which
Yeah.
one?
The Brickyard in 2008. I was like 5 years old. I still remember it.
Do you really?
Oh yeah.
Who
Yeah.
won it? Do you remember that?
Jimmy Johnson.
Jamie who?
Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy Johnson won that?
7-time.
That was his 7th. Was that his last one?
No, he's like got seven championships.
7-time champion. Okay.
He's won the Brickyard 4 times though.
So you can't say Jimmy Johnson unless you say 7-time champ after his name.
Pretty much, yeah. Oh yeah.
I love it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. So what at that race? What grabbed you? What was the maybe 1 or 2 things that as a 5-year-old of all things as a 5-year-old made you think, boy, I love this. I want to go back. They had really good hot dogs.
No, I don't remember what I ate. I just remember like the cars. It was fast. It was loud. It was colorful. I don't know. Like there
You
was just
remember where your
something about
seats
it.
were?
Yeah, we were like somewhat like at the end of the straightaway, kind of towards turn 1. We were straight across from Casey Kane's pit box. So that was my driver.
You remember being straight across from Casey Kane's pit
he was
box.
my driver. Of course I remember that. I remember like what sponsor and everything was on the car.
What was his sponsor?
It's like so he always had Budweiser, but then Allstate was also part of that.
Let's see. What was his number?
9.
I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, I just remember. It was like it was yesterday.
No kidding.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so all right. So you leave the Brickyard. You leave the race that day, and you've got a 3-hour drive home, 3.5-hour drive home. Were you just full of questions for mom and dad the whole way home, or how'd that?
No,
or
I knew more.
Grandpa,
I knew more than they did.
Oh,
I remember singing a song the whole way to the racetrack. It was called like "Let's Go Racing Boys," and it was like their theme song on Fox that year. And like Darrell Waltrip had like a little thing in it, like, and I just remember singing that. My mom, I remember her getting on to me actually on the way to the track
because you were singing the Darrell Waltrip.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised you don't have a tattoo that says "boogity boogity boogity" or something.
Hey, that'd be cool. I don't have one, so maybe that'd be the first one. That'd be pretty cool.
Have you had an opportunity? We'll get to how he got to. I'm just fascinated. I've got all kinds of questions. I'll catch up. I'll get back to Darrell Waltrip in a minute because that guy seems like a hoot.
Oh yeah,
that guy seems like a lot of fun. Okay, so you're 5 years old. You go every year after that. At what point made you think, boy, I'd really like to spend my time in racing?
So I've always kind of known from the beginning that I've always wanted to work in it, but then I don't know, it was probably 10 years ago I got my mom some like NASCAR romance novel, and like one of the main people in it had a motorsport management degree.
Time out.
Oh boy.
Time out. There's such a thing as a NASCAR romance novel?
There was 10 years ago. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Go ahead.
So I got it for my mom, probably for Mother's Day, like 10 years ago or so. And then one of the main characters in it had a motorsport management degree. Like, that's interesting. So we looked it up.
And it actually exists.
It actually exists. There are 2 schools, Winston-Salem State in North Carolina. And then the other one is also North Carolina, but closer to Charlotte, called Belmont Abbey College.
Okay.
And so from then on, I've always had like those 2 written down. And then Leah Vaughn, I'm sure.
I know. I've had Leah. I had Leah on the radio show. I haven't had her on this show yet.
Yep. So you had Leah Vaughn. She's from Fairfield. And then you have Scott Kurtz, who went to high school with my mom. He's not anymore, but he was like the head of fabrication at Penske. Team Penske forever. And so they were like my first 2, like, I wouldn't say ends, but I would say links and mentors within the industry. And I've known them pretty much my whole life, especially Leah. And they were like, hey, like when you turn 16, I was 16, and we were actually out there visiting colleges or whatever, trying to figure out which one I wanted to go to. Met them for dinner, and they're like, if you want to work in racing, you have to start now. And I was like the March after I turned 16.
No kidding.
So I hit up Jeremy Sneed down at Wayne County, and I was like, hey, like I don't care what I have to do. And I literally started out selling pit passes.
I was going to say, didn't you start working down there at the Wayne City Raceway?
Yep, I'd help in the tower with scoring, so like a little bit of operations, but then at the same time, like before I did all that, I was, helping sell fuel and check pit passes.
That's so cool. I mean, it's so cool that you figured out what you wanted to do so young.
Yep.
And were able to. So did you end up going to one of those colleges, or where'd you end up going to school?
Yeah, so I just graduated from Belmont Abbey in December. Graduated there with the bachelor's. So
well, congratulations. That's outstanding. And with a bachelor's in motor racing.
Yeah, motorsport management.
Motorsport management.
Yep. So it's like sport management, but just motorsports related.
That's really cool.
Yep.
It probably has an entirely different style of an entirely different accounting, for crying out loud.
Yeah, it's different
for racing than for everybody else. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back, talk with Lucas Halbert, and we're going to get deeper into how he's rising through the ranks here at NASCAR. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Back after this.
Hi, my name is Landon Carter, and I'm a financial consultant at Benjamin F. Edwards in Flora. Whether you're planning to send a loved one to school, preparing for retirement, or passing your wealth to the next generation, we have the knowledge and perspective to implement financial strategies that will help you move smoothly through life's transitions. Here at Edwards, our clients know that we are fully invested in their financial future. To find out more, call Duke and I invite you to give us a call at 618-508-8050. Benjamin F. Edwards, member SIPC.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Le Mans Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Le Mans always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at lemansonline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
For service beyond the surface, call Carter Trucking in Fairfield. Carter's trucks are ready to haul your big freight and grain. So whatever you call Jeremy Carter, the Mucho Mulcho Man, the driveway doctor, the gravel guru, the pothole pirate, the rockin' redneck, the smooth operator, the mudhole master, or the happy hauler, just call him. 842-2022 to haul your big freight, grain, and more with trucks from Carter Trucking, Williamson Drive in Fairfield.
Hello, folks. Welcome back to Big Talk. Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV, joined today by Lucas Halbert. He is a NASCAR social media manager for Kyle Busch. All right, we're not going to get... You must have taken this job there. Did you? What other jobs did you have rising up through the ranks after you left Wayne County Speedway?
So I went from Wayne County, met an individual at Wayne County named Dwayne Hewlett, and he ran like a local micro sprint series. So we would travel around pretty much all of Illinois and some of Indiana, just hosting races pretty much and promoting them.
Hosting races meaning what?
So we would travel around and we would promote like, hey, we're going to have races here, whether it's Wayne City or Coles County and, Charleston.
You're promoting races and getting drivers in.
Yeah. And drivers would come race with us. And so with that, I kind of started out, once again, operations, help set up, tear down, and then scoring and timing. But then very quickly within that, I started announcing. And so I'd, announced races for Dwayne for another year or so. And then COVID hit. And
all right. So this is how old?
I was like 17.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
Yeah. So I was super young. I was really inexperienced, but it was fun. So then COVID hit, junior year of high school. So I kept announcing for Dwayne, but we weren't racing as much, with everything going on. And so I also started my own brand called Grassroots Racing News.
Okay.
So when I wasn't with him on the weekends, I would travel around to other countries within the area.
Other tracks.
Yeah.
Not other countries.
Sorry, yeah, other tracks, and races in the area, and I would, take photos or do press releases or just find stories about local guys and do stories about it. So,
so you were basically working on the marketing side of the whole thing, and the networking. To me, must be astonishing the number of people that you were able to meet.
Yeah, I was able to meet a good amount of people locally. I actually met more through announcing because we would race with like larger series, and that allowed me to like be in the tower and network with those people who were higher up.
Yeah.
And so like Levi Jones from Alney, he was like the not president, but he was very high-ranking member at USAC, United States Auto Club.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, and
I know Levi Jones. I didn't know he was even involved.
So
in
he
that.
actually just left USAC, and now he's with like the Indy Next, Indy Lights or whatever. It's like the second tier series, the IndyCar. So now he like runs all of that, and so he's actually pretty high up now over in the IndyCar.
So you have him in your pocket.
Yeah, I mean,
that's a terminology.
I haven't talked to Levi
you have
in
a
years.
Card.
Yeah,
you have a card of Levi, and if you called him, he would know who you were.
Yes, he would. Yep, I saw him last March, and we spoke for a few minutes. Yep.
Well, that's really cool.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
So what other tracks were you able? What was the biggest track before you got to the NASCAR level? What was the biggest track you were working?
So I would say before I went NASCAR, I went to Chili Bowl 3 or 4 times.
The Chili Bowl.
Yes.
Where's that?
So it's an indoor dirt racing event. It lasts pretty much from Sunday to Saturday in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
It's a 7-day event.
Yep.
How I gotta I've never heard of the Chili Bowl. You're gonna have to tell me about what the Chili Bowl is.
Yeah, so it's dirt midgets, 400 horsepower, 400 horsepower, about 1,000-pound race cars. So a lot of power to weight ratio. There's about 300 of them, like Tony Stewart.
But it's not a 7-day race. It's a bunch of several different races.
No, so it's like these it's the midget cars. Let me clarify that.
Yeah, the midget cars.
Yeah,
sure.
And so you have 300 of them, and then they all practice on Sunday, but then they'll split them up evenly, like with competition and everything, Monday through Friday. So everybody races like one of those days, and then depending on how you do on your preliminary night is what it's called, sets you up for Saturday. So if you have a really bad Tuesday night, you're going to be running at 8 a.m. on Tuesday morning.
But if Saturday morning.
But if you do really, really well, you'll be running at midnight.
In the feature.
Yeah, make the big show.
How big is it? First question: how big is the indoor track?
It's about a quarter mile.
That's not bad.
No, not bad at all.
That's not bad. How many people go?
It's sold out. Probably 25,000 people.
You're kidding me.
It's packed. It's
for 7 days in a row.
Yeah. Yep.
How do I not know these things?
It fills up a little bit more as the week goes on, but by the time you hit Wednesday or Thursday, it's pretty well full.
How's it not on television? Or is it on television?
It should be. It's been live like on Flow Racing, so that's where a lot of dirt racing.
I would think you'd see some of this stuff on Fox Sports 1 or CBS Sports Channel and that kind of thing.
Nope, they've had some like dirt midget racing.
The USA Channel.
They've had some dirt midget racing like on CBS Sports and things like that, but
I've always kind of wondered, and I guess the reason maybe is because the speed is more. Why? I've always wondered why Stock Car and Xfinity and the Truck Series are all get all the TV and none of the mud racing or the dirt racing gets any television. Dirt racing's a lot of fun.
It's more entertaining than NASCAR.
It is more entertaining, isn't it?
Yeah, I say like you're sliding around, like it's intense. It's pretty cool. That's why Kyle Larson goes and does it 3 days a week instead of NASCAR.
How many? I was gonna say how many of the NASCAR drivers still or came up through dirt racing?
There's probably 3 to 5 that came up like truly through it and grinded it out.
Like Tony Stewart.
Yeah, Tony Stewart is one of them. Jeff Gordon, those were the early pioneers for it.
Yeah.
Right now, it's Kyle Larson and Christopher Bell. They're the two that are, I would say, the biggest names that came from it. Tyler Reddick or a couple others. So,
how's the? All right. Well, I've entirely lost track of this interview. That's really cool. All right. Yeah. So we've gotten to the Chili Bowl, and that's so you were announcing the Chili Bowl.
No. So I was actually managing social media for teams down there. So my first year I went down there and managed for Mount Stat Motorsports. I had probably 8 or 9 drivers. Went back another year and had another team step up. Probably competition-wise, when it was Dave Mack, Dalby Motorsports.
Yeah.
And then went back, and then I did, but actually did both teams. I had 17 drivers, which is an astronomical amount. I had Mount Stout and Dave Mack.
How the heck heck do you keep that straight? I mean, because you're running.
Oh, yeah.
You're running. And I'm assuming you're doing it all on your little
My
thing.
phone, yeah. I just got a
your
phone.
thing, like, it's just on a phone.
Yeah. So I'm running.
So you're
around.
doing all those. You're bringing in different groups,
Yeah.
different Twitter accounts.
Yep.
X
Yeah.
accounts,
Yeah.
Facebook, whatever,
Yeah.
Instagram.
So, thank goodness I only had the team, so I only had like 2 accounts. But
The team rather than every driver.
But it still get well. Then this past year, I had 6 drivers, which wasn't near as bad. It was a lot better. But yeah, I had like 6 to 8 drivers or so, and
At that
for this past year, I went
For the season.
Yeah, no, just for the Chili Bowl.
Okay, for the Chili Bowl.
Yeah, just for the Chili Bowl. So I'd go and manage their social media, and it was a lot of fun. Some of them friends and some of the top guys in the whole event.
How does it work that, does a driver's owner realize, I really don't want to mess with this? And they say, I know a guy, this Halbert kid.
Yeah.
He's doing a ton of this stuff. Is that how you get contacted, or people will see a good social media presence for another driver and they ask the other driver who you using or something?
So a lot of it's networking. Some of them are like, friends or people I'd already met. And I'm like, hey, you're young and you're trying to get a following.
Yeah.
So hey, I'll do it for this event. Because it's a big one. So if you have any sort of success, you almost have to have it to continue building your brand.
Yeah.
And then probably I'd say I wouldn't say my leader of the group, but the one who had the most success was Tanner Thorson.
Okay.
And he's actually raced a little bit of NASCAR.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah, I've seen the
won
name.
multiple, championships on dirt. And so I worked with him as well, and that was a lot of fun.
And all this while you're still in school?
Yeah, I was a senior. I had just graduated college this past year, so I've been to 4 Chili Bowls. So it's cool to see I've moved up at each one.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
It's a blast.
Talking here with Lucas Halbert. We're going to get to Kyle Busch. Actually, I think we're going to get to NASCAR here just right now. We're going to take a quick break first, though. Back right after this. Stick around. Having car trouble, need a tow, or just some routine maintenance? Butcher Automotive in Louisville has you covered. Locally owned and operated, Butcher Automotive offers complete vehicle repair services along with tire sales and wheel alignment. They're your local Hankook tire and interstate battery dealer. Butcher Automotive offers free local pickup and delivery so your car can be repaired while you're at work or at home. Butcher strives to treat everyone's vehicle as their own. At Butcher Automotive, they don't want you to give them your business, they want to earn it.
Residents of the Clay County and surrounding area have relied on Clay County State Bank for sound professional service for over 100 years. With convenient lobby and drive-up hours, we are ready to serve you Monday through Saturday. We appreciate all who bank with us, and we look forward to the opportunity of working with anyone who is looking for a community bank to help with their financial needs. Give us a call at 665-3314, visit us online, or stop by and see us on the square in Louisville to experience our friendly personal service.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Le Mans Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Le Mans always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at lemansonline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
I thought I'd lost my business in that fire, but my agent was there before the flames were out. He said, together, we're going to rebuild. Our employees depended on it. My independent agent and auto owners made sure we didn't skip a beat. I mean, we didn't miss a single payroll.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there. Auto Owners Insurance. North Wayne Insurance Agency in Flora is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. I'm having fun here. Hope you're having fun listening to Lucas Halbert tell stories. All right, Lucas, you've gone through the Chili Bowl. You've worked, you've been the social media manager for all these different people, and all these different racers and all these different race teams, and you graduate in December, right?
Yep, just graduated.
Just graduated in
Yep.
December of 23, and you're still 20, right?
I'm 21.
I mean, when you graduated?
No, I had just turned 21.
You just turned 21.
Yeah,
Okay, all
yeah.
right. So, all right. So, You want to move on to the big time.
Yep.
Time to move to the big time. How do we approach the NASCAR folks? I guess by this time you made a little bit of a name for yourself.
Yeah, so this even goes back to probably like my second or third Chili Bowl. There was an individual who actually just slid in my DMs one day on Twitter named Lenny Dickey.
Okay.
And I'm like, who the heck is this guy? He just like hosted some radio show called PRNs at the Track. It was really, really out of the blue. And so we ended up checking him out, and he's like the former like general manager of Richard Childress Racing, the former general manager of the Track and Gateway. Like he has all these executive experiences in motorsports.
How old a man?
He's probably getting close to 60 or so.
Okay.
He is now. And it turned out he knew Leah too. But somehow he had heard of me and was like, when are you coming to Belmont Abbey? And I was like, I think fall of 2022 is when it was. He's like, all right, let me know when you get here. So actually we were visiting, I think it was the fall of 2021, right after I graduated high school.
Right.
Like the cement final plans, this is when we were going to go.
Yeah.
And he's like, I was like, this is weird. He hit me up, like, let's just meet him. So I actually ended up meeting him at some Five Guys out there. He's like, you need to move out here as soon as possible. Like,
Really?
pretty much crushed my parents' heart of having me for like 4 more months. And it's like,
Having you hang out at the house.
Yeah, and it's like, you have to come out here now. And so I moved out.
Patrick didn't care.
No,
Carrie
my mom, yeah.
Carrie might have had a problem.
Yeah. And so I moved out April 7th of 2022, and it was probably the best decision I ever made.
Okay, so this guy's with RCR.
So no, now he's with the radio station. He hadn't been with RCR for probably 10, 15 years. Yeah.
But okay, this guy knew more people in the North Carolina area.
He knows everybody.
Yeah.
And so even like the first racetrack I went to.
What did he see in you that he thought, man, this guy, I got to get a hold of Lucas Halbert?
I don't truly know,
Yeah.
but
That's cool though.
From what I've been able to pick up, probably just passion and will to go after things.
Okay, so he gets a hold of you, and I'm still trying to get you to Kyle. I'm still trying to get you to Kyle Busch.
Yeah, so I'll try and scoot through it. But so after I met him, I got a couple opportunities announcing here and there, and then I started school and I interned at Charlotte Motor Speedway as a PR intern, and then after that I was a sponsorship partnerships intern at Spire Motorsports, another NASCAR team.
Okay.
Left that, and then I actually met Ricky Stenhouse Jr., who's a NASCAR driver, and I met him.
Number 15?
47.
16? Okay.
Yeah,
47.
so I met him in the fall of 22 or something like that. I'm actually at a race in Indianapolis. I was running social media for a midget team. I was like, hey, I'd love to have an internship with you or, the team or whatever. And he's like, well, let's see what we can do. Team told me no, but it turns out he had an agency doing his social media called Converge, and so we got a deal. He actually wanted me to come join the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, let me get through a whole year of school, because I'd only done one semester of school at that point. And I was like, let me do a whole semester or a whole year. And so I told him no. Well, then he won the Daytona 500, so I missed that, which sucked. Yeah. So I was so pumped for him, but at the same time, I was like, man, I missed it.
Yeah.
So then I ended up started working with him on June 1st of 2023, and I was with him the rest of the NASCAR
So
season.
you did social media for Ricky Stenhouse all last year?
Yeah, I just created
second half of
content.
last year.
I just created videos and photos.
So you didn't actually handle his
I wasn't
Twitters
posting,
and stuff?
no.
Okay.
I just
okay, after the year ends, it's time to check the waters, dip the toe in, see if Ricky wants to give you a big raise or not.
Yeah, and so unfortunately,
things didn't work out.
Yeah, things didn't work out, but we're still good friends and everything like that. There was no hard feelings. We're great. And Kyle's business manager hit me up. He's like, hey, we're looking to hire. I was like, sweet, let's do it. So I signed with him actually at Chili Bowl this past year, which was pretty cool.
When is Chili Bowl?
The second week of January.
Okay, so that's about a month before the NASCAR season starts. Okay, so you've been Kyle Busch's guy, his social media person ever since then.
Yep.
What do you see him once a month or something like that, or how's that work?
I see him way too often. I see him I usually see him 3 to 5 times a week. I mean,
do you really?
Here recently, we raced 12 times in 14 days. So I saw him pretty much for 2 weeks straight. Yeah, every day.
And he has, see, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know, there's the three members of the RCR team, right?
No, so the one in the middle is Martin Truex Jr., but actually the one on the left is Austin Dillon, who's Kyle's teammate.
Okay.
And then, the one on the right, that's Kyle.
There's Kyle on the right, and then you have, this is Kyle Busch's family.
Yep.
And how old's this picture? Because that kid doesn't look like that anymore.
So this is actually from Easter. So
that's Easter this year?
Yeah. Yep.
So the 9-year-old there has run 75 races.
Yeah, so Brexton, who's 9, we've run about 75 races with him in about 65 nights. So about 1 every 3 nights we're at a racetrack.
And the little girl's named
Lennox.
Lennox. Okay.
Yep.
And there we see Kyle and his lovely wife
Samantha.
Yep. Okay. So and tell me a little bit about is that an energy drink or something? What is Rowdy?
So yeah, it was a former energy drink that Kyle used to have, and it's
he doesn't have that anymore.
No longer a thing. No longer a thing.
So am I going to get in trouble for showing Kyle in something in an older advertising shirt like that?
I don't know. We'll find out. I have no idea.
I can handle it.
We'll find out.
Okay, so running his social media, then you see him 4 or 5 times a week. If I go onto Twitter and I see something that Kyle Busch has an active Twitter account.
Oh yeah.
Is that you doing it all the time, or is he doing some of the time?
He does some of it. Like a lot of times, obviously, I take the photos and video, and then he'll write the caption. Or
by the way, I saw one. I thought it was pretty cool. The Camaro.
Yes.
Is that you in the Camaro?
Yeah. So I got to film that. It was pretty sick. Yeah.
Tell me about that Camaro.
So it's a '69 Camaro. I think he said it has like a Z01 or ZR1 motor in it, but it's 650 horsepower, and it's a 4-speed or 5-6-speed. I don't know, but it rips. It's fast.
I bet you feel pretty safe riding in a car.
I don't know if safe is the right word. He's the worst driver I've ever seen on the road. Like,
no, you're kidding me.
He's not good.
He doesn't drive well on the road?
No, it's not good at all.
Why? What, does he speed?
No, he really doesn't speed much. He's just has a hard time keeping it between the yellow lines. We're always on one of the yellow lines.
Is he testing his tires?
I don't know. I don't know. But, like, whew, it gets close. It gets hairy.
All right, I'll tell you what, let's do. We're going to take a final quick break, and we're going to come back. We're going to get to, we're going to talk about we're going to talk about Kyle Busch a little bit more. And because I want to hear, you said he has 12 cars. I want to hear about the 12 cars and that kind of stuff. As well as might bring up Ricky Stenhouse versus Kyle Busch. This guy. You were there.
Oh, I was there.
We'll be right back. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. We got Lucas Halbert here. We're having some fun. Back after this.
Fashion is our passion at Carnaby Square. We specialize in customer service and have since 1980. Our multi-generational boutique features your favorite on-trend to classic famous maker fashions, footwear, accessories, and a massive inventory of Brighton. So come, relax, explore, and elevate your look with us. Everyone is welcome, where we always wrap it, tag it, and bag it for free at Carnaby Square in downtown Fairfield.
Briscoe Surplus Sales on the northeast edge of Flora is your one-stop do-it-all shop. Looking for rugged boots and footwear from great brands like Lacrosse, Rocky, and Carolina? They're there. How about top-notch small engine parts and service? Briscoe Surplus Sales has it. Whether you're wiring your switches or switching your wiring, Briscoe Surplus Sales has the solution and the know-how to help you get the job done right the first time. Briscoe Surplus Sales, your one-stop do-it-all shop.
Napa Know-How.
At Flora Auto Parts, you can count on the Napa Know-How experts to have the solutions to keep you running on the road or in the field. More than just your car, your locally owned Napa store carries a large inventory of parts for farms, heavy trucks, and just about everything that moves. Experienced counter people understand your needs and are ready to help with the perfect part at a great value. That's Napa Know-How at Flora Auto Parts.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Hello, folks. Welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. All right, so he's got a fancy Camaro. What other fancy cars can we? Because Kyle Busch is not he's not a poor man. He's got enough money he can probably buy a few vehicles.
Yeah, so he's got some other like Corvettes and Camaros that he's been given.
When you have that, how do you pick which car you want to drive that day?
I don't know. I have no idea how to pick.
That's not your problem.
That is not my problem. I just get told, like, hey, let's go make a video and let's do it. So that's what I do. And I enjoy it when we do that because it's cool.
Tell me a little bit about Brexton.
So, yeah, Brexton's 9. He drives the Surf Pro number 18, a lot like Kyle did for a long time.
So that kid we saw in that commercial or in that picture is already driving races.
That kid races more than probably 95% of people in the country.
Really?
Yep. And he wins probably every 3 to 4 races.
When did he start racing?
He started racing when he was like 3 or 4.
So, and you're working for Kyle Busch. You're not working for RCR, right?
Yeah.
So you're also probably in charge of that kid's social media and all.
Yeah. So I run Brexton and Kyle's. Yep. That's my job, is managing theirs.
Well, I mean, even though he's 9 years old, the kid probably has a pretty vibrant social media.
Yeah,
appearance.
We have probably 80,000 followers on Instagram, and it's probably another 80,000.
The kid's got 80,000 followers on Instagram. Yep. How many on the Twitter? You think how many?
Twitter's probably like 25,000. And
how many does what's Kyle have?
On Twitter, Kyle's like almost 1 million. He's like 980,000. But on Instagram, he's like 450, 475. So.
And his kid's got like 1/5 as many.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah.
Oh, this is the most entertaining day I've had in a long time. I just keep hearing things I've never heard.
Oh yeah.
And just never dreamed. Okay, I've got to ask one other thing before we get to the fight. You've got 43 teams in NASCAR, or thereabouts in most races. Does every crew have the same number of people, or are there more people in Kyle Busch's crew and Denny Hamlin's crew and all these other people, or how is a guy who comes in and races maybe half a dozen a year? He probably doesn't have much of a crew, right?
Yeah,
he doesn't have a social media manager.
As far as like drivers, drivers can kind of do what they want, and same thing with teams. Like as far as like the PR and marketing goes, like they can all decide who they have, what number of people they have, because that varies actually quite a bit between teams. But as far as like people who actually touch the car, teams have to give a roster to NASCAR as far as like crew members who can touch the car. Because if you're one of those people that like is not on the list and you touch the car, you can get big trouble.
Really?
So can the team, yeah.
So you can't touch the car probably.
Oh no, like there's been times where like I'm leaning over the car slightly, like not even touching it, like for my body to lean to get a picture, and they're like, "Sir, like we saw like your pant like touch the car, like don't do that."
No kidding.
Like, my bad, bro.
So who says that? An official, a NASCAR official,
NASCAR official,
or one of your teammates?
No,
wow.
NASCAR official, yeah.
That's insane. That makes sense. It's those NASCAR guys. It's such a delicate. They have such delicate standards and specifications that they have to stick with. That's fascinating. Okay, the reason I bring that up because I was asking, or I saw, was it yesterday or last week? Denny Hamlin said NASCAR, hey, you need to pay drivers more money.
Yes and no. So Denny also co-owns a team with Michael Jordan.
Okay.
So
he's on the 23 car too, the Wallace car? Yeah,
2311. Yeah. So him and Michael own that together. But right now there's a whole thing this is a whole other discussion. But right now there's like
20 words or less.
Yeah, so right now NASCAR uses a thing called charters, and NASCAR is not willing to guarantee. And with that, is a certain amount of money that NASCAR guarantees teams can get if you have one.
Okay.
And NASCAR is not willing to guarantee that charters will exist.
Okay.
And
so it's
almost like a lockout in other sports.
Yeah. It's more complex than just Denny Hamlin asking for more money.
Yeah.
When he's got a big crew and he could always reduce his crew if he wanted to have more
teams don't make money, and so he thinks that NASCAR should give the teams more money to help them be financially more stable. That's what it comes down to.
Teams don't make money?
No, they haven't turned a profit in years.
Why do it then?
Huh? Because it's all business. Well, for the big teams, it's all business to business to help gain like more money for their businesses.
Okay.
That's a whole nother thing too.
See, now, we're getting deep into senior year motor race stuff right now. And I don't mean to get into that. Let's get more into the fighting, fussing and fighting. All right, so which race was it?
So we were at North Wilkesboro, the All-Star race.
North Wilkesboro in the All-Star race. And I watched the end of this. It's a night race.
Yep.
It was good, clean fun. Everybody having a good time.
Most of us.
Everybody was having fun at the race, but they got a little choppy at the end, and Ricky bumped. There was a little kerfuffle and a wreck happened.
Yeah, so it was actually lap 2. Ricky and Kyle got together, and then Kyle wrecked Ricky. We'll see. So at every track on the NASCAR schedule, they always have a tunnel or a bridge where you can leave early. Well, North Wilkesboro is so old that there's not a tunnel or a bridge where you can leave early.
So you couldn't leave.
So Ricky had to sit there for 198 laps.
So he was done 2 laps in.
He was done 2 laps in. So he had to sit there for 198 laps and stew with the rest of his crew guys on what happened. Yeah.
Well, that's not good.
That didn't help. No.
Okay, so the race ends.
Yep. And so Kyle gets
everybody's down in the pit area, or this isn't the pit area. This is in the loading area.
Yeah,
the garage area.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so like Kyle gets out of the car, like no problem. We're like, and I had heard what Ricky said, but I know Ricky, like we're still good friends. And I was like, he's probably not going to do it, but he's in the NASCAR industry. He's a country boy. You know, he grew up dirt racing, so he's gonna hold his word.
You ain't rubbing, you ain't racing.
Yeah, he's gonna keep up to his word. So I was like, whatever, we'll see if he does it or not. And then, but everybody and their mom is following us. Like from me to you, from Kyle, walking right behind him, and it's every media member in NASCAR.
So he is walking to the garage.
Yep.
He's not walking, but Ricky just happens to be on the way there.
Yeah, they told him like, hey, you may have a visitor, and we come around the corner, and Ricky, like, there's a meme that's gone around, and Ricky's sitting there hanging out, waiting for him.
Yeah,
I'm like, great, this is awesome. Sarcastically, and
this is not awesome.
Yeah, and so we get around there, and they start talking, and next thing you know, like, it starts to die down, and then Ricky hits him. I'm like, great.
And you were as close to me. Are you in any of the pictures or any of the video?
There's a picture of me. Actually, like, my face is like, and it's right between them. Like their faces are here and my face is in the middle. Like, yeah, it's a heck of a picture.
So did you get? All right. So we got punches thrown.
Yep.
And then Ricky's dad. Did you know Ricky's dad?
Yeah, Big Rick. Yeah, he hopped in there and started going for it too.
And it's not like anybody got hurt.
No, nothing crazy.
No feelings or anything. Just a little.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. You just move on.
But I don't want to say par for the course, but these kind of things happen in NASCAR, don't they?
Yeah, like the first ever televised NASCAR race, there was a fight. Like, it's iconic within the sport. So, yeah, it's literally been...
Like Kel Yarborough versus Benny Parsons.
Or somebody like that, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, like, since the beginning of the sport, it's not what it's built on, but it's a large reason for it.
It's kind of like, I mean, it's like football. You'll see a fight pop up when it's hot. When it's hot. I mean, shoot, it was probably a warm night that night.
Yeah, it wasn't cold. I'll tell you that. It was not cold. It was not cold.
Oh, that's outstanding. So did you take a punch?
Me, no. I just stood back, just like, hey, like, because like I know all the guys on the 47 crew.
Taking pictures?
No, I was like, I can't have any video of this. So I was like,
NASCAR will ask me.
Yeah, like there'll be plenty of people who got it, and so sure enough, yeah, there's plenty. You can go look it up.
Well, that's great. What's next for you? You gonna stick with Rick with Kyle for as long as you can, huh?
Yeah. So I mean, Brexton's only 9, so I'd like to ride that train as long as I can. He's a great kid, a lot of fun. So.
Down the line, would you like to get into the management side, car ownership, and that kind of stuff?
Yeah. I mean, I'm 21. I'm super young, so at some point, I wouldn't mind, moving up to management. I've always said like my dream job is like run a team, like be president. So there's a couple guys I've met, recently that have kind of gotten their, made that way into that, and I
made their way through media.
No, not so much media. Just really started out at the bottom as interns, and then made their way up through, bouncing around and networking, like in good ways, bouncing around. And so I'd like to, learn from them and follow them and things like that.
Outstanding, Lucas. I can't tell you how much I've appreciated you coming up here and telling stories. He's 21 years old. He's already got tons of stories. Great stories. The Chili Bowl, I got to go to. I got to go to the Chili Bowl. That sounds like fun. Lucas Halbert, thank you so much. Folks, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you all next time on Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Have a great day.